You're watching Valley Sports, the home of the Blues and Cardinals.
Once again, it's time for Cardinals baseball as opening week 2024 rolls merrily along. It's presented by our friends at PNC Bank. We join you from Petco Park, where the Cardinals and the Padres get things started on a beautiful windy night for baseball. Hi again, friends. Brad Thompson, Chip Carey, our anchorman Jim Hayes will be along in just a moment. Rough start for the Cardinals against the Dodgers, Brad, but in those 4 games, Cardinals had a chance to win 3 of them. That's certainly encouraging.
No, it is for sure. Look, in a series where you run into a buzzsaw, you saw Yamamoto, you saw Glass now, you saw Bobby Miller, who looked fantastic. The Cardinals were in each and every one of those games. The one slipped away yesterday, but I think that you take solace in the fact that, look, you did not put up the offensive numbers that you wanted, yet you were still right there. Hopefully that offense comes alive against the Padres.
New series, new day, new opponent, new pitcher for the Cardinals. Kyle Gibson ready to make his Redbirds debut.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching Kyle, and I know that Kyle is excited about this. Pride of Mizzou, first-round pick a long time ago with the Twins, and he is your Kia player profile. Look what he did last year, 33 starts. You want innings, he's got them. Strikeouts, a ton of them last time, 9 strikeouts as his final tune-up against the Cubs in spring training. He looked dialed in. Looking forward to watching that today.
He's been very durable, very effective, Brad. Can't wait to see that sweeper work its magic against the Padres tonight.
Yeah, and you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy that takes the ball, that eats innings, and wants to be out there deep into the ball game, and that's the hope here against the Padres tonight.
Well, hopefully the Cardinals offense will come to life. That was a problem against the Dodgers. Tonight they have to face a knuckleballer. We'll tell you about the Padres starter as we get things started here at beautiful Petco Park in San Diego. San Diego as the Cardinals and Padres get set for game one of our three-game series here at Petco Park. Chip and Brad back with you tonight. The Cardinals offense was really handled by a terrific Dodgers pitching staff up at Dodger Stadium. Tonight they've got a trick pitcher in Waldrop pitching for the San Diego Padres. That knuckleball is awfully tough, Brad, but they have seen it before. Perhaps that'll help them tonight.
Yeah, they have. They saw Waldron last September. Now, he had a good game. Struck out 9 in that one. The creative thing, the interesting thing is he doesn't throw it all the time. He throws it about 26% of the time, and he uses his fastball. He uses his other pitches, but a very difficult one to square up, so the Cardinals hitters going to have to be very selective against him.
And you see what makes him tough on our StatCast 3D presented by Google Cloud. You throw a 76-mile-an-hour knuckler, and you've got a 91, 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Oh, it's totally different, right? So you gear up. I think you try to hit the fastball. You lay off that knuckleball as much as possible. You get to 2 strikes. You have to fight it off, but no easy task, certainly.
Well, we'll see what's in store for us tonight. Perfect night for baseball. Time for the Cardinals to pick up their first win against the Padres in this new season. A lot of stars on the field at Petco Park. We'll show you who they are with lineups at first pitch coming up right after the break.
This bud's for you by BJC Healthcare and by your quality Ford dealers. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years. It is a beautiful night in San Diego, Brad Thompson. A little chilly here in Southern California this evening.
Well, hopefully the Cardinals offense is ready to heat some things up, but it is a little bit milder temperature than we're used to here in Southern California, but always a beautiful place to come and play.
2 familiar faces exchange lineup cards. Ollie Marmol for the Cardinals, Mike Shildt for the San Diego Padres. Shilt's been with the Padres organization, Brad, the last couple of years, and once Bob Melvin moved along, Shildt was a logical man to take over.
Yeah, talked to many around the organization today, and they just said they love the fit. Mike Shildt has been great. Obviously, those two have a special relationship, so wish him all the best, just maybe not in these 3.
And let's see if the Cardinals offense can break out early and often tonight. At times, the Redbirds offense had trouble making contact against the Dodgers. That is problematic. Hopefully that will change tonight. From Arenado down, that group looking for their first RBI collectively.
Look, I got a feeling that a lot of teams are going to struggle against the Dodgers, I think, throughout these seasons. So very hard to put a test on or just know what an offense is after 4 games there. But certainly a lot more meat on the bone here for this Cardinals offense.
Victor Scott picked up his first big league hit against the Dodgers. He's part of the Ford starting lineup. for the Cardinals, who start play 1-3 on the year. And on the mound for the Padres, Matt Waldron. We talked about him in our opening comments, a knuckleball specialist who also has a pretty good arsenal otherwise.
Oh, he does, and I think that's the most interesting thing. You take a look at his numbers last year, 6 starts for him, one of those against the Cardinals where he ended up striking out 9. Impressive feat. But the interesting thing with him is generally when you have a knuckleballer, you think Wakefield or, pick your favorite knuckleballer. R.A. Dickey. They throw it all the time. You look at the pitch arsenal here. It's 27% of the time. It's more than any other pitch, but he sinks it. He cuts it. He's got that slider as well. He is a true pitcher with just an odd secondary pitch.
Well, one thing that's helped their staff for Mike Shilt's club offensively, the Padres collectively, Brad, are swinging hot bats up and down their lineup. They put on a 13 spot on the Giants in their last ball game, and they're a pretty good defensive club as well as you check out our Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's San Diego defense.
No, they definitely are. Look, and this is a team with Mike Schilt at the helm that the details matter more now than ever before. They ran a tight ship in spring training, making sure that they're a defensively sound ball club.
So there's your battery. Luis Campusano behind the plate. Matt Waldron taking his final warm-up tosses before a big crowd here at Petco Park. San Diego likes their chances in the National League West. Yeah, it's a tough and tall order with the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks ahead of them. The Giants made great strides too. But what's so interesting, Brad, about this Padre team, they finished over 500 last year and shed almost $80 million in payroll from last year to this.
Yeah, certainly. Look, a big disappointment, and when you lose the key pieces like they had, you lose Snell, Soto, Hader all out the door. It's a different look, but still a really good nucleus, and a team that has a bad taste in their mouth, just like the Cardinals. You look at the 3 teams that probably most disappointing season. 2 of them are on the field right now, and the other one was the Mets with the highest payroll in all of baseball.
So the Cardinals hoping to pick up win number 2 on the young season tonight. Brendan Donovan will lead off against Waldron. And we are underway. A strike called gets things started tonight. See if the Cardinals can make some contact here in the first inning. That's been a problem the last 3 games against the Dodgers. And there's some contact but fouled away. Nothing in 2 with that in mind. Brad, what's your Toyota key tonight?
Well, it's a right along those same lines is make him work, right? And make that defense work behind him. Put the ball in play and hit the one before it knuckles. We keep talking about that knuckleball. Showed you the rest of his arsenal. Hit a straight one.
That one knuckles outside. And Donovan, 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's been said with a knuckleball pitcher on the mound, move up in the box and go ahead and try to hit it before it makes that last tumble to the catcher's glove. His fastball's stiff enough that you have to respect that, as that's bounced foul past Stubby Clapp and another 1-2 pitch coming.
Yeah, I think that you just try to recognize it out of the hand. It certainly has a different look, and he throws his knuckleball harder than most traditional knuckleballers as well.
A Nebraska Cornhusker as Donovan smokes one into center field. There we go, a leadoff hit for the Redbirds, and Donovan's aboard to start the top of the first.
Well, went with a couple of knuckleballs, let one go, fouled one off, and then got himself a slider. This one down and in, trying to go into the hands, up with that pitch, in on the hands, and got to it. But it is nice to have a little something going in the first inning.
Yeah, the Cardinals were struck out 1, 2, 3 for 3 straight games against LA. That string ends tonight. And now let's see if Paul Goldschmidt can continue an impressive streak to start the year here in the first. Goldie has been on base in all 4 games and has either scored a run or knocked in a run in every game for the Cardinals to this point.
Started out hot, 2-3 hits on opening day, including the club's only homer of the 2024 season.
That one boxed at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's the hard part too, behind the plate for Campusano. That's a strike until you drop it, and then all of a sudden you're in a hole 2-0.
Goldie a homer, 4 RBIs for the Cardinals. Donovan a short lead for St. Louis at first. And driven out of play, foul. I would imagine too that if you're fortunate enough to get on against Matt Waldron, you try to run. make it tough on Campusano behind the plate. With that knuckleball floating in, you might get an extra step or two.
Yeah, especially in some of those knuckleball counts. Now, you do have to watch out. He's got a very, very quick move to first base.
Short lead. 2 balls and a strike.
This one dances right here. Another knuckleball past Goldie, and more of a tumbler there. Had that downward action.
I love what Waldron said when they asked him about his knuckleball. How do you control it? He said, I don't know. I don't know where it's going either.
As a hitter, that doesn't help you.
No.
Probably gives you more pause than anything.
And fouled straight back. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nolan Gorman, Nolan Arenado to follow for the Cardinals here in the first inning. And already 10 pitches for Matt Waldron. Just missed.
I was thinking about that as well. We talked about Campusano, what that is like. Probably hard for the umpire also to give a corner with that thing. Marvin Hudson behind the plate. You just don't see it that often.
Let's see if Donovan's running with a full count pitch. Padres thought so. Yeah, if you're trying to frame this guy, that might lead to even more problems. Let's see what happens with this 3-2. Runner goes. Pitch is whacked toward right, but it's right at Tatis. And he'll have plenty of room for out number 1. Good at bat for Goldie. A long sequence, but Tatis records the first out of the game. And here's Nolan Gorman as we join the Cat Jim Hayes tonight.
Yeah, you guys were talking about Schulte. Mike Schulte is a product of Cardinals baseball. He told me Cardinals baseball is still in his DNA. He says it's really what my fabric is all about. He told me that he met a lot of great people in his 18 years with the Cardinals, and they taught him how to play baseball and how the game should be played the right way. He said, I'm not going to lie, it's emotional facing these guys. Teared up a little bit in his interview.
That one got away from Campusano. His throw to second, short hop, and not in time. Donovan got in with the left hand just ahead of the tag from Ha-Sung Kim, and the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position.
Well, good job hanging on there by Donovan too. He sees this thing down in the dirt. That's more of your traditional knuckleball right there. And Campusano, good luck catching that all evening. He was actually really fortunate that didn't kick back further. What was Euchre's line about catching the knuckleball? Wait till it stops rolling.
He said
it up.
Yeah, it's easy. Just go back to the backstop and use the bare hand. And there's a breaking ball in for a strike for Gorman, who's debuting at Petco Park tonight.
Think about this too. When you have that happen a couple of times, especially early on, I wonder if it gets in your head as a pitcher. It's like, okay, well, maybe I got to go to something else if he can't corral this pitch.
Campusano asks for time and had it granted. One on, one out, still in the first. When you see a knuckleballer work, you always look to the catcher and see how big that catcher's mitt is. It's in many ways like a modified first baseman's glove. A lot more flexible, a lot bigger, a lot more surface area to try to corral that tumbling pitch. That one doesn't look all that much bigger than a regular mitt. And Gorman is still alive. Gorman's riding a 3-game hit streak. He's knocked in a couple of runs on the year. And he's got an RBI chance as Donovan reaches second on that passed ball here in the opening inning. And a swing and a miss. Tied him up inside. and 93. That's the challenge. Knuckler after knuckler, and 93, Brad, might look like 103.
Oh, it certainly does, and ends up hitting his spot. Does a good job of just tying up Gorman with that one. You see a couple of dancing, and that one gets on you fast.
So Nolan Arenado is your batter. Nolan 1 for 16 at the plate to start. And takes outside, ball 1.
And Nolan looking to not repeat the slow start that he had last year. Single in the ball game yesterday, snapped an 0 for 20 dating back to last season. This guy, when he's hot, he can carry an entire offense.
He's had good luck in this ballpark, 15 career homers. Here at Petco, looking for his first of this season. Padres play him as a dead pull hitter. There's a ton of room between Tatis and the right field foul line if Nolan swings late. Cronenworth, the first baseman, 30 feet off the first base bag as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just play your percentages because Arenado just does not hit the ball over there. Even the pitch that is away, he still finds out a way to barrel that thing, but it's generally going to be to left or to center.
Donovan, good lead at second. And that's a generous call. It's 2-2. It's not where you catch it, it's where it crosses the plate. And there's tons of movement. Hudson gives Waldron the call. He's ready for his 22nd pitch. Swing and a shot hit to left. That's down for a hit. Donnie will score standing up. Arenado around first on his way to second, and the Cardinals get a 2-out hit and the game's first run.
Well, it was another knuckleball here from Waldron. We were just talking about how Nolan Arenado can take that pitch on the outer half and pull it with authority. This knuckleball, too, came in a little bit firmer, 80 miles an hour on that one, and Nolan covers it, gets himself a double, and drives in a run.
His first RBI of the year. Cardinals 1. San Diego yet to bat for Wilson Contreras. Contreras has reached base in 12 straight games dating back to last season. Let's see if he can continue a fun first here in San Diego. Good cut at that pitch, and skied fouled into the second deck. And now Contreras has to protect with 2 strikes.
Well, it certainly feels good. You'd love to be able to tag on more, but to have a run in the first inning already, have an early lead, just something the Cardinals have not been fortunate enough to do in this young season.
One ball, 2 strikes. Padres play Wilson straight away and deep. And he takes his timeout. Now we're set to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball center. Well hit. At the wall. It's gone. Contreras with a 2-run homer. It's 3-0 Cardinals. 2 consecutive 2-out extra base hits.
But that is more like it in the first inning for the Redbirds offense. Look at this thing. Knuckleball just tumbles top of the zone. And Contreras' eyes light up on this one. He knew he got it.
Right over the 396 side in center field. Jackson Merrill had no chance. And now a bunt try for Matt Carpenter. That's going to be fair at third. 3 straight Cardinal hits, and it's a happy homecoming for Matt Carpenter, who's greeted with a standing boo at first base.
Of course he is. How about the veteran right here? Matt Carpenter dropping down the bunt, just given to him over there. Paulie over at third. He's playing essentially shortstop. Oh, my God. It's a good tool to have in the toolbox, isn't it?
Take what they give you. Now the Padres want to talk things over with Waldron, who's been ambushed for 3 runs, 4 hits. The crowning blow, Wilson Contreras' first home run of the season. It's 3-0 for Kyle Gibson here in the opening inning tonight.
When you look at the Cardinals offense, the way that they stack up, this is an offense that should score a bunch of runs. It's an offense that should definitely hit the long ball, something that they just didn't have in that first series. They were out homered 9-1 in that Dodgers series. There is power top to bottom in this order. This young man has got plenty of it.
And Jordan looking to improve on a 1-for-10 start at the plate and batting 7th tonight. One of the teams against which Jordan had great luck in his rookie season last year was against San Diego. He clobbered him. He was 10 for 21 against the Padres and has a hit in 6 straight against San Diego. So right team, right town, right matchup for St. Louis. Off to a great start here in game 1.
Yeah, still early, only 11 plate appearances for Jordan Walker at this point. Love to see him. You know he's going to get pitched away, right? Love to see him just shoot the ball wide open right side if he can shoot one through that way. That right there is one of the bigger keys to his evolution as a big leaguer, is laying off that pitch. Saw early on he would flail after that in the beginning of the season last year.
I'd love to see him serve one to the right side with Cronenworth holding Carpenter at first. He's ahead in the count, and he didn't lay off. Now Wendelstedt rings him up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. John Tumpain and Nick Marley, the rest of the umpiring crew tonight. "31 pitches for Waldron here in the opening inning. And a swing and a miss. Great start in San Diego. Wilson Contreras hits his first homer. The Cardinals pick up 3 runs with 2 outs and hand Kyle Gibson an early first inning lead at Petco. That's more like it, partner. 3-0 Cardinals. Wilson Contreras with a 2-run homer. Nolan Arenado with an RBI double. Now Kyle Gibson makes his St. Louis debut.
Yeah, that is way more fun. I know Kyle Gibson's ready to have some fun. Look at his numbers, a 15-game winner. The pitch arsenal for Kyle Gibson: sinker, sweeper, which was really good last time out, changeup, cutter, four seam, and curveball for the veteran.
And he's facing a San Diego lineup that is really swinging it right now. The Padres have been scoring runs at will. 8 homers and 43 in total over the last 5 games. And they start with Xander Bogaerts, who whacks that one toward third. Arenado, right place, right time. And Gibson, a ground ball machine, Brad, gets his first one tonight.
Well, that is what he is looking to do against this very good lineup that the Padres are rolling out there. Fernando Tatis Jr., Cronenworth, Manny Machado with a 922 OPS. This is top to bottom. Even losing Soto, still pretty tough.
Here's Tatis. He's at 304 on the year, a couple of homers already. And a remarkable story, something the Padres have been doing a lot. They move shortstops all over the place, and he's turned himself into one of the game's best outfielders defensively.
Yeah, how about that? Gold Glover in right field last year for Fernando Tatis Jr. And the big key with that, and Cardinals know this well, they've had some guys that have had to bounce around positionally. You have to buy into it. You have to say, all right, well, this is what I am now, and I'm going to be the best at that position, and that's what he's done. Credit to him.
Fouled straight back and out of play. Talked briefly in our opening comments about some of the things the Cardinals were happy about in Los Angeles. One of them is their defense. Cardinals have not yet made an error in 2024. And with the pitch to contact staff, that's obviously very, very important in the early going. Another chance for Arenado. Step to his left. 2 ground ball outs to third. And 2 quick outs for Jake Cronenworth. And speaking of the defense, here it is, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Donovan, Scott, and Walker left to right in the outfield. Arenado, Wynn, Gorman, Goldie, and Contreras, the man behind the plate. So here's Cronenworth. 5 for his last 16 at the plate. He's knocked in 7 runs. That's tied with Manny Machado, who's on deck for most on the Padres team. 3-0 Cardinals.
Well, the way that this is started here for the offense and Kyle Gibson getting the first 2 outs, that's how you want to do it. You want to put Waldron right back out there as quickly as possible. Don't let him regroup.
That stayed a little high. 2 balls and a strike. Can't imagine what's going through the mind of Kyle Gibson. University of Missouri, dreamed of pitching for the Cardinals, and here he is debuting tonight.
Yeah, he and his wife, their family live right outside of St. Louis. A dream come true, being able to put on the birds on the bat. He's had an outstanding career to this point, but I know that this was a landing spot that he's wanted to be. I'm happy for him, happy for his family, this opportunity. I think that his wife Elizabeth got more congratulations than he did.
Understandable. The pitch is hit in the air softly toward left. On comes Donovan. He'll dive and make the grab. And welcome to St. Louis, Kyle Gibson. A shutdown 1-2-3 first for the Cardinals right-hander. And the Birds lead the Padres 3-0 as we go to the second. Well, what a year 2024 has been for Victor Scott II, and what a day for him yesterday at Dodger Stadium.
Kind of a fitting way to get that first hit, too, right, for the speedster.
You called it. We were not working last night, but we were sitting at Dodger Stadium enjoying the festivities in L.A. You called it. You said that's exactly how he was going to do it.
Look, I wish I could say I'm always that good. It just felt like it. It felt like the matchup, little ground ball that way, infield playing deep, and you know the speed. Then he also added a double, his first extra base hit. Just a whole bunch of first stolen base, run scored. A lot of calligraphy being done on all these baseballs there to put on his mantle at some point.
Jim Hayes will have more on Victor Scott's first big weekend as a big leaguer coming up tonight. And he's got his hands full with an 0-2 count here and takes outside. Now, if you get along with the important stuff and predict the lottery numbers, then we'd be in business.
Boy, or we'd start a business or, something. We'll see how that goes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cardinals have been very impressed with how Victor has handled this whirlwind of the last 2 weeks. When Dylan Carlson unfortunately got hurt in the final days of spring training, they got Victor Scott back from Memphis and in the lineup in L.A. And what's really been impressive from the moment he stepped into camp this spring, Brad, was he's 23 years old. He's a college kid. He's been around a bit. The right questions were being asked. The right guys were being hung out with. And it's paying off for him. He does not look overmatched.
You see it on his face. And you saw that even in spring training. It never looks like it's speeding up on him. And he's learning a lot still at this level. But he's ready for it. And he's prepared. One of the other huge things here with Victor Scott II is what he does for you in center field. I mean, this guy will take away the gaps, and solid instincts out there for the minor league Gold Glover.
Popped up. This one hit toward Paulie at third, and he is there and makes a chest-high catch for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down for the Cardinals here in the second inning. They lead 3-0. Suit up this year at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Cardinals at MLBshop.com. Mason Wynn off to a good start. 3 for 9 at the plate. And boy, was he impressive defensively with a couple of laser throws to complete double plays against the Dodgers.
Oh, for sure. He turned a double play that I don't know if there's another shortstop in the league that ends up turning it. That was on Shohei Ohtani. He had a diving play in the hole, popped up and threw a rocket across the diamond to Goldschmidt. Just a special talent up the middle. And as we've talked a lot about with all of the shift restrictions now, you better be rangy and athletic in the infield. And you have a pitching staff, especially starters, that pitch to some contact. They love having Mason out there.
I think something that will really help Mason Wynn is that he's been around the block a bit as a big league player. He has seen some of the pitchers he'll face, including the man on the mound, Brad, and he had good luck against him last September.
Reps help, don't they? And then having that your own Rolodex, look it up, kids, of guys that you faced, it does help out.
Rolodex?
Yeah, that's the thing. My parents had one.
Let's go to the Google machine and show you his home run here in September.
Well, as you said, right? Saw one roll in right there. Got his second career home run off of Waldron.
Rolodex.
You had a Rolodex for sure.
No, but I did have a BlackBerry. There's a strike over the outside corner. Third strikeout for Waldron. 2 up, 2 down, and we go back to the top of the order.
Next to your pager.
Brendan Donovan started the game with a single, took second on a pass ball, and scored on Arenado's double. Cardinals did a good job of forcing 32 pitches from Waldron in the first inning. I don't know if you buy it or not. It's kind of a deceptive number with a knuckleball pitcher, right? Those guys have rubber arms, generally speaking.
I would say from a traditional knuckleball pitcher, yeah, throw it out the window. But Waldron's throwing a little bit of everything. I think that he is going to labor like any other pitcher. And he doesn't just float that knuckleball in there. I mean, he throws that thing hard. An 80-plus mile-an-hour knuckleball, there's still something going on there arm-wise.
1 ball, 1 strike. And that's smoked into the right field corner. That's going to get down and rattle around by the Petco porch. Donovan's 2 for 2. He's got a single and a double, and the Cardinals, Brad, have 2 out magic again.
Well, that is the Cardinals' 5th hit of this ball game already. Another extra base hit, something that they didn't have a ton of in that first series. Only 5 extra base hits in total. This one, a sweeping slider down and in. Good swing, drops the head on it, and off to the races.
Well, let's keep the fun going, shall we? Goldschmidt, the batter. He flied out his first time up. And the Cardinals have their hitting shoes on to start. Already 3 runs on 5 hits. And we're only in the 2nd inning. Goldschmidt just passed Jack Clark on the all-time home run list. Ron Santo is up next for him at 342 for his career. And there's a base hit to left. Here comes Donnie. They're going to wave him around. Profar won't have a play. More 2-out hits for the Cardinals, who extend the lead to 4-0.
Another pitch here. It's a knuckleball up in the zone. Your Chevy pitch track on this one to Paul Goldschmidt. Knuckleball up. You see it. You got a good chance. And right now, he's getting more tumbling action on that knuckleball than he wants. He'd love that thing to be dancing a little bit more. But the Cardinals taking advantage of it and being aggressive within the strike zone.
So a good start for the Cardinals. Goldschmidt has his 5th RBI. It's a 4-0 game. For whatever reason, Petco Park has been a friendly place for the Cardinals to play. First the pitch. Pop back toward us. We have the fishnets at home. That one would have been in play. We'll get those started when the Marlins come a call.
How did you not pack the fishnets? And when I say fishnets, I mean actual fishing, a net that you would catch a fish with.
Glad
good chance you might have packed.
glad you clarified that. And sadly, my mind went to the same place. 0-2 for Gorman. 4 runs on. Stop laughing. 4 runs on 6 hits already here in the 2nd inning. Cardinals have the all-time win percentage by visiting teams here at Petco. And a little history tonight. The Houston Astros have the first no-hitter of the new season. They just blanked the Toronto Blue Jays.
Ronel Blanco. You don't see no-hitters this early. Starters generally aren't built up. Congratulations.
Well, the pitchers, as we know, Brad, this time of year are way ahead of the hitters.
Yeah, I've heard that.
First win for the Astros. They were swept by the Yankees. 8th career start for Ronel Blanco, and he doesn't give up a hit. Good for him. The 1-2 pitch for Gorman is squibbed back to the mound. That will retire the side. The Cardinals have scored in each of the first 2 innings. Paul Goldschmidt with a 2-out run scoring knock, and it's 4-0 Birds. Good start for the Cardinals, Jim Hayes. Great start for Victor Scott II. It's been an unforgettable week for him, hasn't it been?
In the third, we're talking about Victor Scott II. He had 2 hits yesterday, on base 3 times. That infield hit in the third was his first big league base hit. He told me, I'll never forget that moment. My family was there. They got to see it. And, of course, I immediately heard my dad whistling. And, Chip, he told me he's going to let his parents have the first hit ball, but he may take it back at some point. It's theirs for now.
That's great. You always remember the first time you have success like Victor. And to your point, a whole lot of calligraphy going on. Who's in charge of that?
I believe Chris Conroy does
Really?
that. Cardinals assistant trainer with the calligraphy skills.
Manny Machado leads off the second. Gibson threw 11 first inning pitches. And that one misses down low. How many big league hits do you have?
Look, I'm not, you know me, I'm not take a look at the calligrapher himself, Chris Conroy. I'm not a big stat guy. I don't remember. It's 10 on the nose.
More on that after the 2-1 pitch, which is hammered into center field. Manny Machado. Another Cardinals killer has the first San Diego hit of the game, and Gibson to the stretch for the first time. Against whom did you record that hit, and who has the ball?
The first one was off of Jason Schmidt
from
the Giants. Just a scorcher up the middle. The way I remember it. With Chris Carpenter's bat. So after that, they decided I need some bats, and Rip Rowan, the clubhouse manager at the time, said, what kind do you want? I said, whatever Carp's swinging, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
So obviously fits me. Got these things in. They're way too big. Ended up looking nice on the mantle.
Now, did they play the trick on you that they do so many times? When a guy gets the first hit, they grab another ball and scuff it up and hand it to you all ragged and all kinds of crazy stuff?
I don't remember that. If they did, though, it was kind of flying on that one. You know, I wasn't a strong hitter in high school, so to get one in the big leagues felt pretty good.
Well, this guy knows a thing or two about getting hits. Ha-Sung Kim, Gold Glove utility man for San Diego. He's been so good, he's their everyday shortstop. And sprayed foul. And you know the opening of the season was special for him. The Padres and Dodgers opened in South Korea this year.
Yeah, really neat. And I think that's cool for the game of baseball. And we were talking earlier to Tony Gwynn Jr. as he went on that trip as well. Part of the broadcast team for the Padres said it was just a neat experience, something special.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Padres and Dodgers split those 2 games. San Diego starts play tonight. 3 up, 3 down. As they just wrapped up a series with the San Francisco Giants. Double play ball. There's one. And the turn in plenty of time. Cardinals have turned 5 double plays now.
That is a Kyle Gibson special.
And Kim gets 2 for the price of 1. More ground ball magic.
Well, that's exactly what Kyle Gibson does. He gets the ball on the ground, has had tons of double plays. One of the double play leaders in baseball since 2012. Might be top of the list. That is 206 of those bad boys.
Anybody in the American League last year also got more ground ball double plays.
So here's Profar. Bases empty for Jurickson, who's back in Padres colors. A switch hitter takes a strike. That's something the Cardinals are really banking on this year. Much improved collective defense on the infield. Of course, a full season for Mason Wynn at short. Rebound year, you hope, from Arenado. Gorman is apparently, from the Cardinals' perspective, better than anybody at turning the double play on the club. Stolly mentioned that last year, how good a job he does with a strong arm as well. And so far, so good tonight for Kyle Gibson, who, by the way, won 15 games last year for the Orioles through 192 innings. for a terrific club.
Yeah, most wins he's ever had in his career. The special ball club. It's cool to see Baltimore the last couple of years turn things around.
Two balls, two strikes.
Kyle in command right now, pumping strikes in this one, getting the ball on the ground, being aggressive, and certainly you're going to do that with a 4-run lead early, but he's aggressive all the time.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Gibson has his first Cardinals strikeout. He gets a double play and a whiff, and Contreras and the Cardinals are in charge. Wilson's coming up second with a 4-run lead. Good start for the Cardinals. They enjoy a 4-0 lead. It's time, Brad, for our Hyundai in the driver's seat feature. And as we said, the Cardinals historically have had good luck against the Padres.
Yeah, probably don't like seeing this guy come to town. 30 home runs against the San Diego Padres. Obviously, Nolan Arenado saw them a lot as a member of the Rockies in the division. Good start to the game for him with that double down the line.
All 4 Cardinal runs have come with 2 outs as this one cracked towards center. Merrill drifts back to the edge of the warning track and puts it away. Arenado retired for out number 1. Merrill couldn't catch this drive from Contreras. It extended the Cardinals' lead to 3.
Got a knuckleball up in the zone, and he gets his first home run of 2024. Contreras, a 20-homer man a year ago, and the most consistent Cardinals bat throughout the season. Earlier today, you and I were watching batting practice, and we were seeing some of the landing spots that Contreras was hitting the ball. I mean, it looked like he was teeing up a driver. They were going so far.
Into the second deck and straightaway left field. As this one again hammered toward Merrill in center. Good jump by the former minor league shortstop. Jackson puts that away quickly. 2 up, 2 down in the third for Matt Carpenter, who picked up his 30th career bunt hit in the first inning tonight.
Look, if you've got tools, you use them right there, and I guarantee you Paulie over at third is not going to be playing in the hole again since he took advantage of that. And then when you bring him in, well, it opens up that left side a bit more to shoot one through.
So Carpenter 2 for 6 at the plate, serving as the Cardinals DH. Nothing wrong with Alec Burleson today, but a veteran hitter who's probably seen a few more knuckleballs than Alec, who's played in 4 straight. Give him a day off his feet and get him ready for tomorrow night.
For sure. You got to be able to use your whole roster, and like your chances with Carpenter, like the way that he's been swinging the bat too.
Even count, the pitch. Dances inside, 2 balls and a strike. Little pop center of the diamond. Ha-Seong Kim can't get there. It's going to spin. And Carpenter's 2 for 2, and he hasn't had to hit the ball out of the infield. Sometimes it's your night.
I think you're going to see a pretty good grin out of him once he shakes off those thumbs. This is in the kitchen of Carpenter, but right there in no man's land, nobody able to get to it. Grand total of about 70 feet.
The guys at Augusta National might want to take a look at that backspin on that
checked up
infield pop-up. So here's Walker. He struck out his first time up. Let's get this kid going. There's a base hit the other way. The Cardinals have done great work tonight with 2 outs, and that ball overthrown, but no advance.
This is big here too for Walker, just shooting one through the other way. Wasn't hit incredibly hard, but there's nobody out there. Your Chevy pitch track, sinker away, and able to go that way with it.
I would imagine too, Brad, that the fundamentals of hitting would be aided by facing a guy that throws a knuckleball, because it forces you to stay on the pitch perhaps a little longer.
Yeah, makes sense.
For Walker, good habit. Hit the ball the other way.
Yeah, stay back, see it, and then trust your hands.
Victor Scott popped out his first time. Stayed back on that one nicely and fouled it straight back.
Stay on it, Vic. Stay on it, baby.
Cardinals have 8 hits tonight. 7 of them have come with 2 outs. That is a recipe for success. Look how quiet, Brad, he is at the plate. Again, for a man playing in his first big league week, he doesn't have happy feet or appears to have any kind of nervousness in the box.
No, he doesn't. We were talking to Ollie Marmol about him before the game today, and he just talked about that calm presence that he has. And the beauty to me of Victor Scott II is he knows what he is as a hitter. He knows he's not necessarily power guy, not that he doesn't have any, but he's just bat the ball. He's trying to barrel stuff and then be off to the races.
If he can hit a ball to the right center field gap in this place,
oh, he's going.
It might be real fun to watch.
Get an awkward carom somewhere, and who knows.
Got a couple of odd angles in this park. One in straightaway center, and of course the Petco Parch in right at the right field foul pole here. Hard to believe this is the 20th anniversary of this ballpark.
Oh, it really is. The place is beautiful, and they've done so much work to it in general. Beyond center field, they have a great new area, Gallagher Square.
The 0-2 is outside. Yeah, Gallagher Square out in right center field outside of the ballpark. It's a public gathering space with a grassy berm and a wonderful tribute to Mr. Padre Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, got the big statue of Tony Gwynn, and he is facing the statue of Trevor Hoffman as if they were going against each other.
A ball and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. That was up and out of the zone. And Waldron has his 4th strikeout. The Cardinals lead it 4-zip. Less than a week away. Our coverage here on Valley Sports begins Thursday at 1:30. It includes the pregame ceremonies at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals' home opener against the Marlins is Thursday afternoon here on Valley Sports Midwest. And I think it's safe to say to a man, everybody is ready to get home, including that man, Lance Lynn, who will open the home slate against Skip Schumacher's Marlins. It's been a long run for St. Louis. Spring training opening on the road, couple extra days for travel. The 2 spring training games against the Cubs. And we continue tonight with the Padres. Luis Campusano pops one up. Mason Wynn drifts out. Downey calls him up. 1 out.
Well, you're ready to go home, but you're especially ready to go home with a little bit of momentum, right? Come in playing some really good baseball, good series here against the Padres, and then take in all that is opening day in St. Louis. A special moment for everybody. You know that Ollie, Kyle Gibson, his first opening day in St. Louis as a member of the Cardinals as well.
There's nothing like it, and hopefully you'll join us at beautiful Busch Stadium. Graham Pauley is the batter, pride of Duke University. And Brad, another major league rookie who will never forget his first trip to the plate.
Well, 3-run home run for his first hit in the bottom of the 9th. That was on Saturday. That's a good way to do it, man. Yeah, that's how you script it, like in your backyard. Late home run. But this is a kid they're obviously very high on. 2023 minor league player of the year for the Padres organization.
And with the injury to Manny Machado's elbow, Pauley's getting a chance to burnish his big league credentials. 23 homers last year, 97 runs knocked in. He played at 3 different levels. And he's way ahead here. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Manny Machado had a little elbow cleanup surgery, so relegated at this point to DH. Should be getting pretty close to playing the field.
Another pop up. Again, right at Brendan Donovan. Gibson, 2 quick outs. Jackson Merrill is coming up. He's the 9th place hitter. We'll see how he fares after a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
Great ideas require great financial support. We understand the impact of an open floor plan and will work with you to bring your vision within reach. Great support, Great Southern Bank.
Another terrific, very young prospect getting a chance to play every day in the major leagues. The next is Jackson Merrill. He's batting .222 on the year. And this one again toward left. Donovan as far as he can go. It's a line drive home run. He's fired up, and why not? His first homer in the bigs.
Yeah, that is a moment that Jackson Merrill, the 20-year-old, will never forget. Gets himself a fastball out over the plate, and Chip, I mean, this thing gets out of the yard in a hurry. Donovan retreats, but that thing is 6 rows deep.
So San Diego trims the lead to 4-1. Jackson Merrill has homered, and that brings Xander Bogaerts to the plate. He rolled out to third. I don't know about you, it still to me seems odd to talk about Xander Bogaerts not wearing a Boston Red Sox uniform.
No, it does for me as well. And look, even though he's been there a few years, I kind of feel the same way about Mookie Betts. You see him still doing his thing with the Dodgers, but Bogaerts came over as a free agent, has moved over to second base. I mentioned the bevy of shortstops this organization has.
And the Padres signed this guy to a long contract, 11 years through the 2033 season. Machado and Tatis also signed that long for the Padres. Two. St. Louis scored the first 4 runs of the game, 3 in the opening inning, 1 in the second. All the run-scoring hits for St. Louis with 2 outs. Same for San Diego. A Jackson Merrill homer. Let's see if Kyle can unleash that sweeper and end this San Diego third. Tried it but missed low. First walk. And now Tatis is up. So this will be the heaviest workload for Gibson, barring a pickoff of Xander Bogaerts at first.
Yeah, with the veteran Gibson, you're just trying to make sure you don't let this club get any of that momentum back. Solo shot, whatever, it's going to happen. Still got yourself a lead. You let Bogaerts go. Got to get this guy right here. More of a free swinger, too, in Tatis.
And first pitch on the ground. Wynn's got it. Loads up, and Goldie digs it out. Great play at first for Goldschmidt. And Gibson works around the homer and the 2-out walk. To the 4th we go. Key to a good knuckleball, Brad, is getting chase and swing and miss. And when Waldron has missed, it's been clobbered.
Yeah, belt high, and you look at the ones that have been hit, more tumblers, right? A little bit of sinking action to it, but it doesn't have that wobble that he is looking for. So you see that pitch up, you recognize it, and the Cardinals have been hammering it.
And that's the double-edged sword that a knuckleballer brings, right? It's not like you can make a change mechanically because, as he said, when he lets the ball loose from his fingertips, he doesn't know what the action's going to be.
Yeah, there are times with that pitch, because I mean, you're digging your 2 fingers into it and you're pushing, literally pushing with your fingertips. Sometimes you get a little bit too much roll, so you can mess with the finger pressure a little bit. But in the heat of battle, and as we've talked about with Waldron, he throws that pitch pretty hard. I mean, he's throwing that thing at 80 miles an hour. You're just competing and you hope it dances for you. If it doesn't, he at least has other pitches in his back pocket.
Did you ever flirt with a knuckleball? Did you ever try to throw one?
Yeah, every pitcher always tried, like playing catch with it. Yeah, would love it. And I would say 3 out of 10 it would be good. 3 out of 10 is nowhere near good enough to bring into a ball game, but everybody likes to play catch with a knuckleball. I don't think anybody likes to play catch with somebody that plays catch with the knuckleball, because that's not as much fun.
That wasn't fun for Wynn, who strikes out for the 2nd time. Waldron has 5 of those in the game. So 1 up, 1 down in the St. Louis 4th inning. T-Mobile customers get free MLB TV. Redeem now through April 1st at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Brendan Donovan's had a perfect night. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. Well, it's good having Brendan Donovan back in the lineup, and especially so considering all the injuries, Brad, the Cardinals have had to deal with over these final weeks of spring training and the opening of the regular season. But there is some encouraging news. Lars Nootbaar is apparently getting closer.
Yeah, Wednesday he is set to join Memphis. They're going to be playing in Indianapolis. He'll be getting some at-bats in that, play about 5 innings. But you're right with Donovan. He just brings a different element. He brings great on-base skills at the top. He's got tons of power, a guy that, as we know, can play all over the diamond. And he brings that leadership also that you don't generally get out of a younger guy.
That missed inside. So 4 more on the injuries and where the Cardinals stand in that regard. Let's check in again with Jim.
Yeah, so Nootbaar is going to be at Memphis in Indy. He's got the rib issue. He'll get a few at-bats, and they're going to assess. He's going to be there at least a few games, says Ollie. Sonny Gray, hamstring strain. He'll start for Memphis on Wednesday, and Chip Tommy Edman will have that MRI on the wrist on Wednesday, and then they'll assess when it's okay for him to start swinging a bat.
And hopefully very soon for Tommy Edman.
He'd like nothing more than just getting the group healthy, getting everybody back together. And, you know, with that comes tough decisions as well. Well, that's what managers want to make. We want to make tough decisions. You got a lot of guys playing well.
Good battle here for Donovan. Stays alive on a cutter. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
For any lefty, that's a tough one to cover, right? That cutter coming in on your hands. But what Donovan did is bought himself another life. Try to go in there again. Maybe he misses over the plate and he drives it.
He takes ball 4. The perfect night continues. That's the first walk for Waldron. And Donovan aboard in front of Paul Goldschmidt. Peanuts Night returns on Monday, April 8th. Fans buying a special theme ticket get an exclusive Cardinals-inspired Peppermint Patty bobblehead. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/theme. The Phillies will be the opponents on Monday, the 8th. Joe Strom of the Cardinals ticket office tells us there's still a few scattered tickets remaining for opening day.
Better snap those up.
And take on the Marlins, who have gotten off to a rough start here in 2024. No balls and a strike. Goldie an RBI hit. That's taken low. Tons of room for Paul Goldschmidt if he wants to go the other way. Now he's ahead, 2 balls and a strike. They're beginning to stir in the San Diego bullpen. Waldron up to 82 pitches. Goldie wants to ponder this next offering from the young Padres starting pitcher. Swing and a drive, hammered foul. Off the facade of the second deck.
Nice to see, too, with Goldie getting to that pitch, catching it out in front. We've seen a couple of fastballs in on him, especially throughout spring. And as we've talked about plenty, spring stats don't mean anything. His 3-hit first day will tell you that. But I like seeing him get to that fastball in.
Which was problematic for him in the spring. But not so far here tonight, as that one's cut on and missed. 6 strikeouts for Waldron. 2 are out, but this is where we've had him at our mercy all night. 2 out hits have come aplenty.
They definitely have, and that's been the strikeout pitch for Waldron. It hasn't been the knuckleball, your Chevy pitch track. It's been the heater, 91 thigh high. But when you're looking for that knuckleball or one of those other offerings, that thing can sneak on you quick.
Nolan Gorman, he's 0 for 2. Are you a Peppermint Patty fan?
Huge
Peanuts?
Peppermint Patty.
I'm talking about the cartoon.
I'm a big Peanuts guy. Aren't you?
Yeah. Charlie Brown was my guy.
Really?
Yeah, I love Charlie
God,
Brown.
he just whines a lot.
Well, I mean,
Snoopy guy.
just Woodstock and Snoopy, that was pretty good.
Good grief.
Runner at first. The pitch is popped. I mean, Tom Mee, our great director, sounds an awful lot like Charlie Brown and Lucy's teacher.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah, now that you say wah, 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 wah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yes, Tom Mee's still with us. No balls, 2 strikes. 4-1. Cardinals have the lead. That's off the plate. It's 1-2.
Well, these are the spots, too, with Gorman. You know that he's got big-time power. Would love to cut down on some of those strikeouts. And this is where maybe he cuts down on that stroke a little bit. Plenty of room on that left side to drive something through.
Gentle breeze blowing straight in tonight for Gorman. He fouled that away. You know, historically, when you go to Dodger Stadium, San Francisco, San Diego, this time of night, it was always very hard to hit the ball out of the ballpark. The so-called marine layer would set in, the chilly air, the damp weather. Dodger Stadium sure played small, and it played small for Jackson Merrill of the Padres this evening. But that won't bother Nolan Gorman with 2 outs. And a cut on miss, and Waldron strikes out the side. He's got 7 whiffs in the game, but he trails through his 4 innings tonight. Yeah, Brad, we touched on this earlier. It's a very different looking Padres team, one that's shed nearly $79 million in payroll from last year to this year.
Yeah, still very talented, but hard to make up for losing Juan Soto, traded to the Yankees. Snell signed with the Giants. Hader with the Astros. I mean, those are 3 big pieces that you know that Mike Schilt would love to have. That is the business of baseball. You got to be able to use the veterans that you have. You mentioned some of the big contracts, the length of contracts for some of their guys they currently have, and we're seeing some of the young prospects and potential in the organization, and Mike Schilt very good at bringing those guys up and teaching them at this level.
It's funny that they had a star-studded lineup last year, a team that was a sexy pick to roll through and get to the playoffs and maybe win the World Series. They had a winning year, but they didn't have a real winning mix, and that happens sometimes.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. You throw all the money you want at a product, but it doesn't mean it's going to work. The Mets learned that as well. But you got to have your good nucleus, and the details are still going to matter. Detail pretty good on that changeup. This is a pitch that Kyle Gibson has not busted out too much in this ball game, and he buries that. Good sinking action on that one to get Cronenworth.
Well, look, Kyle's another example of what we talk about so often in our game, especially for veteran players. As Manny Machado bats, he singled his first time up. He's got a back of the bubblegum card, does Kyle Gibson. 104 big league wins. He did not have a good spring if you look strictly at the numbers. He had base runners all over the place, with the exception of his final tune-up start against the Cubs over in Mesa.
Well, that's when you want to get hot, isn't it?
Yeah. Up the middle, but right to second. And Machado quickly disposed of. Another ground ball out. 16 strikeouts for Gibson, led the team. Last pitched on the 26th of March. That was 6 days ago. Struck out 9 with a little change to his grip.
Yeah, he did. He was working on getting more horizontal movement on that sweeper. He was getting a little bit more depth with it than he wanted to, and had really good feel for it. I mean, that pitch was taking off, would start in the middle of the zone and end in the left-handed batter's box. And now he is just pounding the strike zone, pumping in strike one and commanding the count. And I loved how last inning you give up the 2-out home run, you have the walk, but gets right back into it and gets the ground ball. Not letting anything snowball here.
Six outs via ground ball by my count for Kyle Gibson. The Cardinals have turned a double play behind him. He's picked up a pair of punch outs. And he's got a 3-run lead. And guys like this, look, we all know about the age, and we know how much the odometer has been rolling merrily along for a guy like Kyle Gibson. What's often discounted in that is they have longevity for a reason. They know how to pitch. As that one is looped over Goldie's head into shallow right field. Kim's going to take a big turnaround first. Walker got to it with a bare hand. His throw close spot late. And Ha-Seong Kim with a 2-out double keeps the inning alive. He saw how far Walker had to go and knew that he had a step or two in advantage and is in safely with a double.
Boy, went for it right out of the box, too, because Walker in right field has one of the best arms in baseball out there. So if you're going to try him, you better be right. That is a long way to go, and he was on his horse right from the beginning. Made it close.
So Kim has his second double of the year. Profar struck out to end the second. 3 hits for San Diego. The Cardinals have 8. That's pulled foul down the line. I think it's worth noting, so far so good for Gibson tonight. Steven Matz looked terrific against the Dodgers. Lance Lynn somehow pitched out of trouble in the first inning against LA and set the tone. So that sort of illustrates the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, seeing some good returns on these veterans. And like you mentioned, you have a track record on these guys. You know what you should be able to expect. And I was so excited to see Lance Lynn do what he did in that ball game. Start things out, 3 singles in a row. Got the bases loaded. Dodger Stadium's rocking. He punches out the side. If not for the rain, maybe could have gone out there for another inning.
And so again, it is a very experienced laden Cardinals rotation.
It certainly is. Really looking forward to getting Sonny Gray back in the mix, obviously. Game changer. And you mentioned Steven Matz. He looked really good. Talking about change up at the bottom of the zone, locating that fastball in on the right-hander, something I think it's his best pitch. That hard heater in there was in control.
2 balls and a strike. And taken downstairs. There's Steven, who is held to an 80 pitch limit his first time back. Remember, he started to ramp up a little bit behind his battery mates down in Jupiter.
Yeah, and that was intentional. They wanted him to get stronger as the spring went on and be able to carry that right into the season, and that has worked. I'm rooting for him. I know it's been a really frustrating couple of years injury-wise.
On the ground to second. Gorman's got that. Gibson fell behind Profar, but pitches out of 4th inning trouble. And the Cardinals leading this one. It's 4-1. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. And there is nothing boring going on in the Gaslamp District right outside Petco Park here in San Diego. This beautiful baseball-only facility has completely transformed that section of downtown.
It's as fun of an area around a ballpark that I can think of. Restaurants, nightlife, it's got a little bit of everything.
Nolan Arenado leads off and shoots one the other way. Inside out swing. And Arenado has a 2-hit game.
How about that one? Last at bat, we were showing the defensive alignment against Nolan Arenado. Just talked about the fact that he just pulls the ball so much you can give up that off line. Well, pulls the hands in, shoots it that way. And Nolan's been working on early in the season getting that stroke back. We were watching him in batting practice. That was the swing early on, was hands in, drive it the other way.
Mike Schilt makes the slow walk to the mound for San Diego. The Cardinals much better luck against Matt Waldron this time. Last year, he punched out 9. Tonight, the Cardinals have tagged him for 9 hits in Game 1 in San Diego. Redbirds look to add to a 4-1 lead. Upcoming Cardinals schedule. 2 more here in San Diego. Then, of course, the home opener on Thursday afternoon with the Marlins. Tonight, the Cardinals have chased Matt Waldron through 4+ innings, much to the delight of Cardinals Nation. Tonight, 4-1 is your score. And the new pitcher for the Padres is right-hander Johnny Brito.
4th game of the season for Brito. Was solid last time out on Saturday. 2 1/3, struck out 2 in scoreless fashion.
Wilson Contreras greets him first. And a chopper hit toward third. That's a fair ball. One play, it's to first. And Cronenworth, a nice job to dig that out. Contreras, a nice job to advance Arenado into scoring position. He stands at second now with 1 out.
It happens all the time. Good play over at first base makes everybody look better. Nice pick by Cronenworth. Not sure how you position Matt Carpenter with his first couple of at-bats today.
I'd play him in on the grass.
Perfect. Shoot one right over their heads now. Now it's time for the rocket. Bunt hit in his first at-bat and took advantage of Paulie playing back. Essentially the third baseman at the shortstop spot. Second at-bat. Ball in on his hands. A little looper right over the pitcher.
And he's on base for about 60 infield hits this year.
Yeah, speed never slumps.
He had 3 last season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mention who's not playing with the Padres. Juan Soto, certainly a principal name in that regard. But he came from the Yankees, did Johnny Brito, in exchange for Juan Soto. He's off to a great start.
Well, he was one of the guys that was competing for that 5th rotation spot that did end up going to tonight's starter Waldron. But a fantastic spring by Matt. Beat out Johnny Brito, beat out Randy Vasquez for that.
And here he is following Matt Waldron tonight. His 5th pitch coming to Matt Carpenter. And it's popped up. Ha-Sung Kim at shortstop. And it's up to Jordan Walker if the Cardinals are to continue here in the 5th inning. Sunday, April 7th, 25,000 fans 16 and up take home a long sleeve hooded pullover. Kids 15 and younger can participate in a post-game run of the bases thanks to High Chew. Visit cardinals.com/promotions for more information. Walker had a base hit to right tonight. That'll catch your attention. Ball 1.
It'll wake you up a little bit. You know that there's a good chance he's going to try to go back outside now. We'll see if Jordan can hang in there and have that same approach up the middle the other way. And then if you get something on the inner half, you know he's got the hands to turn.
That was a 90-mile-an-hour changeup.
No big deal. That is the go-to pitch for Brito. And it's a good reason why. Coming out of his hand looks just like the heater.
That buzzed the tower of Jordan Walker. 2 balls and a strike. Brito 6'2", 222. Right field rocket from Walker. And the Cardinals will have him at first and third as Jordan Walker has a 2-hit game. And tumbled at the first base bag and was fortunate to keep contact. But love the approach and the results. Another 2-out hit.
Yeah, how about this piece of hitting right here from Jordan Walker? Something that we did not see a ton of last year is going this way with intent. This ball is at the top of the zone, lets it travel, and hits a line drive out there to right field. Cronenworth, the cutoff man on this throw from Tatis, was trying to catch him slipping over at first and then decided to try to form tackle him instead. frowned upon.
Must be related to Kent Herbeck. 8 of the 10 Cardinals hits have come with 2 outs. And a strike for Victor Scott. He popped out and struck out in his first 2 appearances at the plate. Well, there's a ton of room on the left side for Victor if he can go that way. And as hard as this guy throws, if you're late by accident, that could turn into a run scoring game.
Yeah, the way that they're positioning also probably tells you a little bit of how they're going to attack him. You're going to see that hard fastball in. If he does throw him that changeup, it's likely to be under the zone. Try to get him to hook it to the right side.
And even with 2 outs, respecting the speed of Victor Scott, who's a good bunter, Paulie's playing right at the third base bag, trying to keep Arenado close in case Victor thinks about laying one down. With 2 strikes and 2 outs, it's doubtful here. And strike 3, out of the zone. A changeup at 90 ends a Cardinal threat. We're halfway home in game 1. 4-1 St. Louis.
Cards up 4-1 in San Diego. Kyle Gibson, the Mizzou product, says the Cardinals were the team he wanted to play for. And he says even at 36, there were butterflies going into this one. He told me it's not full-on anxiety, just some adrenaline and nervousness. He said it's something I've always dealt with, even had some at the start of spring training. But Chip Kyle says he's learned to harness it, and he says the butterflies are just a sign that baseball season is here.
It is here, and he is making his presence felt. Another ground ball out, Jim. 8 of those. And with that in mind, Brad, he's our BJC Healthcare difference maker.
Yeah, rightfully so. Pounding the strike zone, getting ahead. A couple of strikeouts in this one, trusting that good Cardinal defense behind him. And that's what you know he is. He's a strike thrower. He's aggressive. He mixes it up and has done a good job of keeping this solid lineup of the Padres off balance.
And it's a lineup that's been red hot. As we mentioned, over the last 5 games, the Padres have scored 43 runs. They've got 1 tonight on a solo home run, and Gibson, knock on wood, has tamed them to just 3 hits. Graham Pauley takes a touch outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
That is fun to hear, too. A guy that's been in the big leagues a long time. Still get those nerves. Different uniform. Want to make a good impression. Certainly been a great impression for Kyle in this one.
Something else Kyle said after signing with St. Louis, and I'm paraphrasing, you know, when you pitch well, you've got all the friends and family, and he's got a big extended family in Missouri.
Yeah.
It's fun to go out to dinner after the game. if things don't go so well, you know, it's maybe tougher to hang out. How do you
get something popped up?
Yeah.
Oh, he is fantastic, and many Cardinal fans know that Kyle Gibson is also the vice president of Big League Impact, Adam Wainwright's charity. So that great work still going on in the St. Louis area.
To right, Walker is there, and 2 men are out. Base is empty. Jackson Merrill the batter, but first a word from Jack in the Box.
You're looking at my new Smash Jack. One bite and you'll have a new favorite burger.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Merrill ambushed a pitch in the third and hit a line drive homer to straightaway left. And that is a veteran pitch.
Kyle Gibson has been efficient. The most he's had to work, 15 pitches in the third inning. That's exactly what you want to see.
Toward right center. Walker on the run. Dives and comes up with a great catch. Jordan Walker saves a double and maybe more with a great grab. And San Diego out in order in the 5th inning. Jordan Walker having himself a great night tonight at Petco Park. Jordan Walker with a great catch and 2 hits tonight. Now Johnny Brito back to work for his 2nd full inning of relief. He'll start with Mason Wynn. The Cardinals enjoying a 4-1 lead.
I love seeing that play by Jordan Walker. All that hard work that he's been putting in, paying off out there early with Willie McGee, the entire staff. That's fun to see.
Cardinals got 9 hits off Matt Waldron, who went 4+, gave up 4 runs, struck out 7. Got Mason Wynn twice. That one poked into center field. Wynn's aboard with a leadoff single. And the Cardinals have 11 hits tonight.
Your Plaza Tire Service pitch track. This one is the breaking ball away off the plate, reaches out, serves it right up the middle. Got some speed on the base paths now.
Let's see if he takes off. Not with the first one to Donovan, who's had a perfect night at the plate. Need a couple more runs. Got the right guys up to try to make that happen here. And when the Padres come up in the 6th inning, they'll have the top of their order schedule. Big lead at first. Not going. And taken low, ball 2. This is what makes the Cardinals offense so fun to watch, whether it's Brendan Donovan or Lars Nootbaar leading off. They're going to get their share of hits, but man, oh man, do they see a lot of pitches.
Yeah, spoil stuff left and right. We saw it all year last year for Donovan. He might find himself in a hole early, and then you look up, 3-2. He's fouled off 4 pitches, and he's standing on first. Really nice night for him thus far.
Wynn dancing off first. Huge lead. Takes off. And Campusano drops the baseball. So Mason Wynn able to take second. He's got a stolen base.
I can't believe that Brito didn't take a look over there and fire one off. I mean, he was well off there, but that's that team speed. All Marble talked about it. Said they want to be aggressive on the base pass. I don't care if Campusano comes in with that clean. That young man had that base stolen easy.
Swing and a drive. Hit hard toward right. Tatis back. That ball is gone. A 3-hit game for Brendan Donovan, and the Cardinals extend their lead.
Brendan Donovan, first home run of the season, 11 a year ago. Your Plaza Tire Service pitch track, 90-mile-an-hour changeup, stays down on it and drives it right over the head of Tatis and out of there to extend the lead.
6-1, St. Louis in front with a dozen hits. And that's just professional hitting. Sandy Alomar Sr. used to say you can watch the game or you can observe the game, right? Brito in his first inning had an excellent changeup. He got some swing and miss with that pitch. Maybe Donovan was looking for it, and it sure looked like he might have been.
Well, the balance, everything was right there, and Brito, again, being a student of the game, he hasn't been spotting up his fastball. He's missed a lot arm side with that. The pitch that he has been landing for a strike is that change. Another look at this swing. Sees it. I think you're absolutely right. Hunting that pitch at the bottom of the zone.
Donovan's first home run as a new dad. And he's a triple away from the cycle tonight for the Cardinals. He singled, doubled, walked, and homered. Goldschmidt is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Good to see the Cardinals offense come to life. RBIs and runs scored up and down the starting 9 tonight. And more importantly, now a 5-run lead in game 1.
You love seeing some of the home runs too. The Cardinals were a team a year ago, 3rd most percent of their runs came via the long ball. Out homered 9-1 in that first series against the Dodgers.
And tonight, 2 2-run homers. One by Donovan, one by Wilson Contreras. We need to get you a bandana.
I'm in.
Like Donovan.
Yeah. Donnie gave us some.
We did, but I'm saying yours should say Brad.
Yeah.
As Goldie takes ball 4. 3 straight have reached for the Cardinals here in the 6th inning. Saturday, April 6th, 25,000 fans, 16 and up, take home a mystery Cardinals Hall of Fame parade car bobblehead thanks to Ford. Who will you get? Well, find out. Go to Cardinals.com/promotions and get all the details. Brito an inning plus. He's allowed 2 runs. 3 hits with a strikeout. Mike Schilt will take him down. 6-1 Cardinals at Petco Park. Customers get free MLB TV. Redeem now through April 1st at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Cardinals have dialed long distance a couple of times tonight. They hope for more of the same against Stephen Kolek, a Rule 5 pick by the Padres from Seattle.
Yeah, Cardinals doing a good job of just hitting strikes. They're not chasing, not necessarily expanding their strike zone. Now, Waldron did get his 7 strikeouts, used his fastball very well, but Cardinals have been aggressive.
A shot to left of Gorman. And the Cardinals have their 3rd hit of the inning, 1st and 2nd. Gorman has a knock and a 4-game hit streak. This again his 1st game at Petco Park. He's on the board for St. Louis, which has 13 hits.
Another nice inside-out swing from a young hitter. This one fastball looked like it had a little bit of cutting action coming in towards the hands of Gorman. Kept those hands in and shot it right out to Profar.
Well, keep pouring it on, boys. 6-1. Arenado has 2 hits, one of them a run-scoring double in the 1st. The Cardinals got 3 in that inning. They've got 2 more here in the 6th. In for a strike.
You can absolutely see Nolan Arenado getting one of those sweepers right there and taking that into the left field seats. Go that same one again.
That one all the way to the backstop. That one hit the leather of Campusano. That's costly. Both runners move up. They're at 2nd and 3rd now.
Just a massive crossfire by Kolek on that one. He was trying to go in hard with the sinker. Pulled that thing away. Campusano, that's going to be a tough one to stop.
And that scored a wild pitch. The Padres will bring the infield in for Arenado. That can't be fun. And fouled at the plate. Both these clubs have Rule 5 guys in their bullpens. Stephen Kolek for San Diego. The Cardinals have Ryan Fernandez. If St. Louis keeps pouring it on, maybe this is the kind of night where you give Fernandez his big league debut.
Yeah, would love to see that. Would love to see him out there. You know, the rules with the Rule 5 pick needs to be on your active roster or IL throughout the entire season. Or he has to be offered back to his parent club. For Fernandez, that would be the Red Sox.
Two and 2. Smoked and caught at 3rd. Can't hit it any harder. And Paulie, right place, wrong time for the Cardinals' 3rd baseman. That saved 2 runs.
Good play, and this was a bad pitch by Kolek. Backup slider all over it. How about that swing? First of all, just Nolan Arenado today as compared to that 1st series. Looks locked in. You know he's frustrated about that one. Had a chance to drive in another pair. Just got to like where that swing's at.
Well, Wilson hit it just a little higher, and you'll be dancing in the streets. He hit one high and away in the first inning and homered over the 396 sign in center. Oh, didn't mean to, and that got him on the hand.
Well, he's saying take your base. It looked like Contreras.
Marvin Hudson said that pitch hit him and no swing.
So this is a reviewable play on the hit by pitch. So you would assume with the reaction there of Contreras, that's exactly what Mike Shildt is going to do. We get a better look at it right here. Sinker hard in. Appeared to me to get some of the back of that hand. He might have hit some knob maybe before.
San Diego is challenging the call on the field of hit by pitch.
And the rule, of course, is if it's ruled a swing and you're hit, it's a strike,
a swing, yeah.
Or a swing. So down 5 runs. Mike Shildt's going to go ahead and challenge this call. It looked like Contreras checked his swing, and once the pain meter kicked in, the bat proceeded to move towards the beginning of the strike zone. It clearly hit him in the backhand.
Yeah, did he go though? Did he follow through on that swing?
Let's make sure it didn't clip the bat. It did, but after it hit the knuckles first. So for the moment, the Cardinals have the bases loaded after Contreras is hit by a pitch.
So the interesting part with that, if there was a swing, check swings are not reviewable.
Right. But I
We're
think
seeing
they
if
were,
this got him on the bat or not.
They were challenging hit by pitch.
The call on the field stands. Hit by pitch. San Diego will lose their challenge.
So the Padres reviewed correctly, but Marvin Hudson ruled correctly, and the Cardinals have them bases loaded after a hit batsman. And it's amazing to me how often Wilson takes a pitch off the hand or the knuckles and is able to stay in the game. That happened to him a lot last year.
Yeah, and to a detriment at the end. I mean, he was playing through a lot of pain, especially near the end of the season. Obviously, that one, at least from up here, didn't appear to catch him that bad as he wanted to stay in the box and hit. Back in the day, there used to be acting skills with anything close.
Well, replay ruins everything, right? As you look at the Cardinals base runners, Paul Goldschmidt walked. He stands at third. Nolan Gorman has a base hit. He stands at second. Contreras is at first. A very long meeting finally breaks up as Matt Carpenter stands in with a 2-hit night. Right guy, right time for the Cardinals, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would absolutely say. Career .443 hitter. Love to see him add to that right here.
He's got a ton of room in left and between short and third. And that just missed in. 1 ball, no strikes.
You tell Carp wanted to stop himself on that one, just couldn't do it. That fastball riding in on his hands, and a good chance they're going to try to stay that direction. Pretty nasty one right there. Tried to sink it back. His four-seam fastball of Kolek has a little bit of cutting action. That one at 97 almost came back and got the front door.
Pop fly foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes. held high, retires Carpenter. So a big pitch by Kolek. And it's up to Jordan Walker if the Cardinals are to add to their 2-run tally in the 6th.
Went right back to it. Your Plaza Tire Service pitch track. Great look at that sinker right there catching the corner. That's a nice pitch.
Jordan Walker, a nice night. 2 hits, a great catch in right field. Drives this one a long way down the line. This is one of those great nights for your offense where you, yes, have 2 outs, but you feel very comfortable about that because St. Louis has been so productive tonight hitting with 2 outs.
They have, and even at the bottom of the order, and I think that Walker is a really good example of this, they're taking what is given to them. Getting pitched away, driving the ball away, not getting overly anxious and jumpy in the box. Baseball fan for life right there.
No doubt. And Walker takes his time out. By my count, 8 of our 13 hits with 2 outs tonight. Walker has 2 of them and continues to pummel the Pods. Good take, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, miss with a couple of those sweepers right there. I wonder if he tries to go backdoor with that sinker. 97. Can Walker stay on it?
Breaking ball. Kolek, a nice job, but the Cardinals tack on 2 more runs. A 2-run homer for Brendan Donovan, his first of the year, and the Redbirds lead it by 5. If you're looking to buy or sell Cardinals tickets, head to the SeatGeek app or SeatGeek.com. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals. Top of the order for the Padres. They're down 5 runs. Kyle Gibson has been masterful tonight, Brad, and this is exactly what you hope to see from him and the rest of these veterans 30 times this year.
Yeah, so economical in this one. Pitch count only at 62 here for Gibson. And like a true veteran, as the order rolls over, 3rd time around now, you're seeing him pull out different wrinkles. That's back-to-back changeups right there to Bogaerts.
Chopped foul, a ball, and 2 strikes. I think that's a lost art in this era of high spin and high velocity now, Brad, and that's exactly your point. Keeping something back for the third or fourth time in the order. You don't show them everything the first two at bats.
Yeah, and I understand things have changed. The evolution of bullpens have changed, where you have guys that ton of guys that you trust. But if you want to get deeper into games, that's what you have to do. Establish something early. Don't show everything. Be able to mix it up. And to me, that's also pitcher and catcher being on the same page. And I believe that he and Contreras have worked very well together in this ball game.
2-2. And a little squibber out towards second, but Gorman is there. And Bogaerts is retired. That's 5 straight retired by Kyle Gibson. As we look ahead to our Budweiser What's on Tap, looking forward to Miles Michaelis having a better time out in his second start.
Yeah, round 2 for Miles Michaelis. Scattered 7 hits, 5 runs against the Dodgers. But you know that he's ready to get right back at it here and follow a solid pitching performance so far of Kyle Gibson.
We hope you'll join us at 8 o'clock Central Time here on Bally Sports Midwest. Cardinals live pregame tonight. Alexa and Al are standing by to wrap up the Cardinals win tonight. Jim Hayes, of course, will be in the Cardinals locker room to get sound for us after this evening's play. As Tatis run up at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to him.
A couple of good pitches, hard sinkers in on Tatis. They've been going away from him. Then the right-on-right changeup.
If you want to know how a pitcher can have a good night, you retire the top 4 hitters. That's exactly what Gibson has done to this point, knock on wood. Bogaerts, Tatis, Cronenworth, and Machado so far 1 for 8. That will play. Swing and a drive. Oh, baby. That one launched. Two solo homers for the Padres. That one a tape measure shot.
But Gibson got his attention early with a couple of fastballs in off the plate. This one, the sinker, down and in. Quick swing, no doubt about it. But this thing was getting out of the ballpark. That's the 3rd home run of the young season for Tatis Jr.
Jake Cronenworth is 0 for 2. Well, what do they say? Solo homer shouldn't be problematic. You got a 4-run lead.
That's it. Who cares? Keep pumping strikes. That's exactly what we've seen out of Gibson. Not going to let that phase him.
That ball was maybe the hardest ball we've seen hit. Yeah, it's a young season. But if it had been a hot night tonight, that might have flirted with the bunting.
It was hit well.
Yeah.
It was hit well. If you're going to get it, get it. And that's exactly what happened. And Kyle Gibson, though, right back to work. Now 0-2 on Cronenworth.
Smoke toward right, but Walker is there. And 2 men are out. We talk with Ollie before every game. He didn't mention any kind of pitch limitations for Gibson. Again, making his first start of the season tonight. To your point, he's been under great control. He's facing the top of the order for a 3rd time. Got to figure the Cardinals bullpen may be a little short again tonight. Does he try to push him through another inning tonight?
Yeah, I think that you can see how this goes. You don't want to extend him too far, but you're right. With potential limitations out in your bullpen, you might want to squeeze another inning out of him.
A strike to Machado. So much of how a manager's decisions come about is determined by exactly what Brad was saying: availability and workload. How many times do they warm up?
Well, that was certainly the case in the ball game yesterday. Had some guys unavailable. had to try to steal some outs with some matchups that maybe you wouldn't have normally gone to if all things were equal and everybody healthy or available. Unfortunately, did not work out for the Cardinals.
Pitch number 77 coming for Machado. And let's not forget as well, the Cardinals are missing a couple of principal guys they were counting on in their bullpen.
That's a great point. Without Riley O'Brien went down after his first outing, forearm issue. We'd love to be able to have him. Keenan Middleton out as well.
I thought Katie Rue in The Athletic really laid it out exceptionally well, the decisions that Ollie was forced to make against the Dodgers. And LA took advantage last night, and we'll see how tonight's game plays out. With a dangerous pitch coming to Machado, 2-2, and a 6-2 lead. And he got him chase. Machado thought he tipped it, but he won't get that call. Mike Schilt is unhappy. It's a 6-2 Cardinal lead. Well, Brad, Kyle Gibson has the first quality start of the season tonight.
Yeah, he is throwing the ball well. 79 pitches right now for Kyle Gibson. No hugs, no anybody going to talk to him. A quick chat with Dusty Blake, but looks like he might be rolling right back out there. I'd love to see the Cardinals add a couple more here. Offense has been hot. It's contagious once you start hitting. Keep it going.
Well, let's see if Victor can get in on the fun. He's the only Cardinal without a hit tonight. St. Louis has 13 of them here in game one. We start the seventh. It is, of course, the Honda home run inning. $1,000 will be donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation by your Gateway Honda dealers if a Cardinal can hit one out here. The Birds have 2 homers. Wilson Contreras, a 2-run shot in the first. Brendan Donovan's first homer of the year came an inning ago.
All you want. Ain't gonna work, baby. Battle up there. Hey, boy. Hey, boy.
Well, a big pitch. Figure Scott's going to see a strike. They don't want to walk him. And he's got a full count. And they do walk him. So we'll have a little more fun here. Let's see what Victor can do on the base paths. And Mason Wynn next.
Well, just having that guy out there, it plants that seed in the back of your mind as a pitcher. You already know the new rules. You know the fact that you can't pick over or disengage more than twice. If you do, you better get them. If not, it's going to be a balk. Good lead over there.
Wynn lays down a beautiful bunt. He can fly. Throw to first is going to be late. So a bunt single for Mason Wynn, who's got a 2-hit game.
I love the ability to play small ball, especially at the bottom of the order. Mason Wynn dropped down a perfect bunt, utilized his wheels. Yet Paulie back there playing very deep. It's so important to be able to lay that. It's really a lost art in the game of baseball, but it's one that Ollie is going to use, especially with some of his speedsters.
So back to the top for Donovan, who needs a triple to complete the cycle. And you could see the wheels turning for the Padres defenders. To your point, Paulie rushing that throw to first. Cronenworth a heck of a job to keep it in front. If he doesn't do that, Scott's at third base on a bunt.
No, you're right. And on that one too, it seemed like that bunt caught them totally off guard. Really, I mean, Paulie playing back as far as he was certainly wasn't trying to take that away.
Knuckled towards second. They might get 2 out of that. Kim's turn is going to be in time. That's a unique way to complete a double play. The Cardinals might look at this at first.
It's
a
close.
360 spin.
Yeah, it's going to be close over there. Maybe that extra move. They are going to take a look at this. Daniel Descalso, Ollie's bench coach, got the call from the video room.
We have replay. Hunter Wendelstedt doesn't, and he was safe. This will be overturned.
That was bang bang. It was close to the eye.
St. Louis is challenging both out calls from second and first.
And the other question, as you heard, with that nifty pivot or spin by Kim at second, did he leave the bag too quickly there as well?
Yeah, the throw took him off the base. Bogart's feed to him. So it'd be worth looking at both of these. But definitely feel confident about Donovan's side of things. That's something you know you're going to get with Brendan every time, is that hustle out of the box.
Safe or out?
He's out there. I think that left foot there of Kim stays on, but he's safe on that end.
So if we're right, the Cardinals will have him first and third with 1 out.
Chip, we're always right.
I don't know about that.
Until we're wrong, or until we go home.
Yeah. Exactly. So because there are 2 reviews, it's going to take a little time. Also, you might have another review at another big league game that's in queue first. But it looks like the verdicts are in.
After review, the call at second is confirmed. The runner is out. At first, the call is overturned. The runner is safe. St. Louis will retain their challenge.
So Donovan confirming there is 1 out. Anything in the dirt, you got to worry about Victor Scott scampering home from third base. Goldie the batter, he's got a second inning RBI single.
Well, to your point with Victor Scott the second over at third, we've seen a few of those today, and not just with Waldron the knuckleballer. A few have scooted away from Campusano.
Here's a spot where fundamental baseball is in play. Just hit a fly ball at medium depth to the outfield. You got a chance to tack on another run here.
Well, get them on, get them over, get them in an age where everybody likes a long ball, and the Cardinals have taken advantage of that in this game. There are other ways to get it done. Goldie as good as anybody in these spots.
0-2.
There's also a spot with runners in scoring position that Paul Goldschmidt goes the other way very effectively. A lot of times you try to stay away from him with 2 strikes. He will shoot it right through that right side.
Tried the same pitch, but Paul was wise to that.
You'd think too, if you're Kolek, that you might try to sneak a fastball in. You better get it in there. All of a sudden, you're going to look at a 9-2 game.
Paints the outside corner at 93. So he's got 3 strikeouts.
Did go with the fastball, didn't go in, painted away. Cardinals last half inning. Last inning left him stranded. We'll love to be able to cash in.
Cardinals have stranded 10. The Padres have left 2 to this point. 2 more out there for Nolan Gorman now. That ball backed up. Pretty pitch, strike 1. As hard as guys throw in the major leagues, Brad, I'm almost surprised when they don't throw 95 or 96.
Yeah, change of pace guy. You know what you need is like a mid-80s sinker baller, maybe. Just thinking. Veteran in age.
Broken bat, caught at second. Gorman got sawed off. And we head to the 7th inning stretch. Kyle Gibson coming out for another inning. He's got a 4-run lead. Fans on May 31st and August 2nd. Cardinals fans can turn to with Ozzie Smith on the field at Busch Stadium. For more information, go to cardinals.com/Ozzie. We are in the home 7th. Ha-Sung Kim leads off. Brad, Kyle Gibson back out there.
You gotta love seeing Kyle Gibson back out there. That is pitch number 80 for Gibby right there. And you mentioned a quality start to this point. Cardinals 33-15 a year ago when they did get that quality start. There were few and far between for this Redbird pitching staff. But Kyle Gibson being aggressive, attacking a dangerous lineup. Chip, you mentioned it off the top. They have been hot as of late, and he's cooled them down.
Ollie talks all the time, Brad, about lanes for a pitcher, starter or reliever. This is one of those lanes. Kim's a right-hander, Profar a switch hitter, Campusano another right-handed batter.
Well, it sets up well, too. You can hand it off to your bullpen. Got a couple of lefties at the bottom of the order. Ooh, Kyle wanted that one, and rightfully so. Painted down and away, didn't get the call from home plate umpire Marvin Hudson. Change up on the corner.
Just a touch low. Whistled foul at third. Two balls, two strikes for the Padres shortstop. Hey, got him. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Gibson. And a great start to the home seventh. One man down.
But that too, he went change up, and then the sweeper to finish him off. That late breaker that we got a chance to see a lot of in his final tune-up against the Cubs. I think this dive off. That was a great view of it right there from almost a hitter's perspective.
Profar's 0 for 2. And fouled away. That sweeper is one that's really resurrected, if you will, Gibson's career. It was an almost impossible pitch for opposing batters to do anything with.
Well, it's a pitch, too, that he always had a really good slider. It was a slider that he learned in college. And then a couple of years ago, he tweaked it a little bit, started turning it into more of that sweeper. And those that aren't familiar with the term sweeper, think of just more horizontal movement as opposed to it moving on 2 planes. I mean, basically, you're trying to sweep it all the way across the zone. And for the hitter, you think it's going to be right there in the middle. And to look at the highest sweeper usage, 4th most used is Sonny Gray. Kyle Gibson, 5th most used. And Sonny's is almost unhittable. Such an effective pitch. And it also speaks to the evolution of a pitcher. You can't go out there and do the same thing your entire career. You change. Maybe you don't have the same velocity, or maybe you just want to add a wrinkle. You always got to try to keep getting better and better. That's something we've seen Kyle Gibson do throughout his career. You think he was looking away right there? That pitch that wasn't even in off the plate. Knocks him down. That sets you up for a lot of different things. Wouldn't be afraid to go back in there. Tried to, just leaked on him a little bit.
Contreras has done a nice job behind the plate. He's really presenting pitches very well at the edges of the strike zone tonight. Now the first long battle for Kyle Gibson with Jurickson Profar, the opponent.
Yeah, you see Gibson too. He's rearing back, trying to find a little extra in his first start. Already 91 pitches in the 7th inning. You would have to think too, Profar, Campusano, right-hander is on deck. You'd think if it gets past those two, go to a lefty.
Full count pitch. And he lost it. Second walk. And now Campusano is scheduled.
Well, nothing that a little ground ball can't fix right here. Wilson Contreras going to go out and talk to Kyle Gibson. They go over how they want to attack here. Did get him to ground out last time. Tapper back to the mound. That was in the 5th inning. Man, it'd be so nice to see Kyle get another ground ball, turn 2 behind him, and get through a full 7 innings, regardless of how this works out right here. What a tremendous start for Kyle Gibson's Cardinal career.
4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 8 ground ball outs. He's got the catcher up. Campusano tapped back to the mound his last time. Matthew Liberatore, the first Cardinal to warm up tonight. Little tapper towards short. Wind shovels for 1. Throw to first. Double play. 10 outs on the ground for Kyle Gibson. 2 double plays. He's gone 7. And the Cardinals are rolling at Petco. Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Your favorite burger is waiting for you, the Smashed Jack. Try it at Jack in the Box today. And by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. It is all Cardinals tonight. 6-2. That man has been masterful.
Got that ground ball that he needed. You knew he was up against it. Pitch count wise, couple of lefties coming up. So happy for Kyle, for the Cardinals. What a nice start for him. A time to add on to the lead and finish it off.
Angel De Los Santos is the new pitcher for the Padres. Nolan Arenado's had a nice night tonight. 1 hit in LA. 2 hits and a run scored tonight, along with an RBI.
Yeah, and he got robbed in his last at-bat. Remember, he had a scorcher right down the line that Paulie snagged.
And he takes a slider, generously called a strike, and Arenado's retired by Angel De Los Santos. The third man to answer is Chevy called to the bullpen. 1 out in the Cardinals' 8th inning. Let's enjoy a quick word from Rally House.
Play ball, St. Louis. Shop the latest in Cardinals style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
Nice night for Wilson Contreras, both behind the plate and at the plate. A 2-run homer in the first capped a 3-run opening inning.
Had that one scorched the ball also in his second at-bat in the 3rd inning. Hard hit to center field. Did get hit by a pitch.
Little chopper, race to the bag. Cronenworth almost took too long. De Los Santos got a late shovel. 2 are out.
Was developing pretty slow over there. You spend all spring doing this over and over again, so there's never any miscommunication. I think that De Los Santos didn't know exactly where the bag was. Cronenworth saw that. As a pitcher.
It's been there for 150 years.
Well, you know, they got bigger for a while. As a pitcher, you got to create a little angle over there. Help yourself out.
And that Carpenter pops one up to Paulie at third. He's got that. De Los Santos, a 1-2-3-8. April 1st, but there's no fooling the Cardinals tonight. Gibson was awesome on the mound, and the Birds' bats were booming.
Yeah, they have been swinging it. Kyle Gibbs couldn't ask for anything better. A couple of solo shots, the only damage against him. The Cardinals' offense scattering 14 hits, What a day it's been for Brendan Donovan, and now it's time for your Chevy call to the bullpen. JoJo Romero in for his 3rd game of the season, and look, a good spot for him. You got Campusano, got a couple of lefties scheduled. Looking forward to watching him go to work and seal this thing up as we progress here.
Eggy Rosario is going to pinch hit for the Padres. And Romero pitched twice against the Dodgers. Gets ahead quickly, strike 1. Back-to-back games for JoJo on Friday and Saturday. Against Los Angeles. And he's quickly ahead 0-2. Rosario 24 out of the Dominican Republic. Played in 11 games with the Padres last year, but he's made short work of 3 pitches, and the Birds have their 5th strikeout of the game. Romero off to a good start.
I'm liking the swagger too. He strikes him out with this changeup, gives him the turnaround fist pump. Go ahead, JoJo.
Now if he just works on the rubbing the baseball behind the mound like Al Raboski.
Yes.
He's got the facial hair to do it. He's just as good a fielder as Al was. 2 outs. That takes care of Jackson Merrill, who's hit the ball hard 2 of his 3 times up tonight, including a home.
A couple of quick outs. That is something that presence on the mound. You saw that grow last year, didn't you? For JoJo, he's throwing the ball well, kept getting into bigger and bigger games. You could just see him embrace those moments.
Xander Bogaerts bats. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, he really was a bright, shining spot for St. Louis in what was a rough year. All those games appeared in without a win, loss, or save, and then all of a sudden, he became one of the Cardinals' most reliable relievers.
You see the disappointment there with Contreras. He definitely wanted that one. A good slider appeared to land at the bottom of the zone against Bogaerts. He's having a little conversation back there with Marvin Hudson behind the plate.
48 appearances as a big league pitcher for JoJo Romero without a decision.
That's hard to do.
8th longest such streak in baseball history to start your career. And like so many great moments for the Cardinals, that streak came to an end right before the All-Star break in that memorable series against the White Sox.
That was something. Remember that series? Obviously, JoJo got the decision. Steven Matz had a really nice outing, probably one of the best we've seen against the White Sox.
Arenado in 3rd, sets and fires, and that handcuffed Goldschmidt, but JoJo Romero, a 1-2-3 home 8th, and the Cardinals are on their way. A great night here in San Diego. After the disappointment of dropping 3 out of 4 to the Dodgers, Brad, they came out firing on all cylinders here in Game 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've seen a complete game out of the Redbirds. We've seen the defense, the pitching, the hitting, timely hitting, even some small ball. It has been a solid outing. 14 hits, 6 runs. And looking to add on here late. Keep those good times rolling here against Tom Cosgrove. He's going to be your Chevy call to the bullpen. He had a rough one last time out against the Giants. Ended up giving up 6 earned runs, a couple of home runs in that inning.
Eggy Rosario stays in the game to play third base as Cosgrove faces Jordan Walker, who's had a good night tonight. Look for the Cardinals to go where they want to go. Their young players, well, they need them to continue to grow. Walker had a slow start offensively against the Dodgers. Certainly understandable. Tonight, 2 hits and a great catch in right field.
Yeah, to me, also with Walker, it's not just the fact that he got 2 hits, but it's where he got them.
Good point.
He got 2 opposite field hits, shot a ground ball through the right side for the first one, and then a hard liner the other way. So really thinking about utilizing the whole field.
Took a shot at right with that swing. That's headed down toward the litter box in right, the Petco porch.
Do they call it the litter box, or
No,
do you just do that?
I do.
I like that. You can do whatever you want over there.
That's it.
Within reason.
That's where the cat should do his reports, don't you think?
He should do his something over there. Reports probably the best idea.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Sweeper from Cosgrove. And Walker is out number 1. Padres will have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for their last turn. I think Ryan Helsley's up and throwing. He was available in Los Angeles yesterday, but only for the 9th inning and only if the Cardinals had the lead.
Yeah, they're trying to piece it together the best they could to be able to hand the ball to him, ready to answer the bell after a long outing the day before, but couldn't quite get it there. Max Muncy had other plans, turned around a slider.
Victor pops this one up right side. And Bogaerts puts the squeeze on that. 2 are out for Mason Wynn. Terrific game from Mason at shortstop. He helped the Cardinals turn 2 double plays. He's picked up 2 hits, stolen a base, a bunt, and a run scored.
Yeah, he's just showing off the entire toolbox, and that bunt for that second hit, that was a great bunt. It was just a heads up play. You had your third baseman. It was Graham Pauley at the time playing back, took advantage of it.
You made the point against the Dodgers about Mason in particular, that every time he progressed to a higher classification, he struggled a bit, but then he caught up to the league. Maybe we're seeing some signs of that.
I think we're definitely seeing it, and I think that they've done a really good job of, you know, he's batting at the bottom of the order. I know they've had the conversations with him, say, hey, this is your job. You're going to be in there. You're good to go. Take it slow and do what you do defensively. Help our club. The bat will come. A lot like the conversation that was had early in the career of Yadier Molina. Don't care what you do with the bat in your hand. You go out there and you be great for our pitching staff. Well, defensively, you know what win is, and we're seeing it offensively now.
And then you think back in the annals of Cardinal history, Ozzie Smith wasn't known as a great hitter in his early days. He turned himself into one. Yadier Molina the same.
Yep.
And perhaps Mason Wynn will join that list here in 2024. Had that pitch timed up, but fouled it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers are winning again tonight, 7-2 over their hated rivals, the Giants. Yankees beating Arizona. Mets lost again. How about Detroit? They won 5-0 in New York today. Congratulations to Jack Flaherty a couple of nights ago. He picked up his first win as a Tiger. Reds beat the Phillies. Angels beat the Marlins, who lost again.
How about the Buccos? 5-0.
First time since 1983 for Pittsburgh. Driven toward right. Tatis retreats a step for 3, and he's got plenty of room. And it's last call for the Padres. Ryan Helsley will try to nail down Kyle Gibson's win. He's got 4 runs to play with. Here, Brad, was turned in by tonight's Budweiser Player of the Game.
I think that a very easy player of the game here. Kyle Gibson, first time wearing the birds on the bat for a regular season start, and twirls a gem. 7 innings, 10 outs on the ground, couple of double plays using that great Cardinal defense behind him. Struck out 4, and coming off the mound after getting that double play, all smiles for Kyle Gibson.
2 double play balls, 10 outs on the ground for Ollie Marmol's Cardinals, who lead 6-2. They've out-hit the Padres by 10, as you see. And so Ryan Helsley, not a save situation, but an important appearance for him. He answers the Chevy call to the bat.
You just want to lock this one down, too. You know, you probably got a couple of guys that are unavailable in the bullpen that might be able to answer this call in a non-save situation, but you need to get this victory, and you know that Ryan Helsley can nail this thing down.
Toughest part of the order. It starts with Fernando Tatis, who homered his last time up. That'll help. 1 pitch. And high into the San Diego sky goes that pop-up, and Goldie's got it for out number 1. Here's Cronenworth. Jake, a quiet night tonight. He is 0 for 3. His 5-game hit streak is on the line against Helsley right here. Ooh.
I like that one at the bottom of the zone. Cronenworth is a guy that will give you strike 1. Just give you that first pitch. Marvin Hudson didn't like it as much as everybody else.
To short. Mason's got that. And the Cardinals are not away from spoiling their reunion of Mike Schilt in his first season as the Padres skipper.
Well, not only do you want to lock this ball game down, but with Ryan Helsley in there in a non-save situation, you'd love to be able to see him get this done quickly. Only 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Machado has a single tonight. Renfroe trying to come back from that elbow cleanup surgery. Doesn't bother him to hit, but does bother him playing defensively at third. As this one kicks off the heel of Helsley, and Machado's got his second hit. Let's make sure Helsley's okay. Wasn't hit all that hard, it appeared. But let's see if it got the heel of the foot or something else.
They did have him reaching on this slider and trying to get out of the way, just nowhere to go there for Helsley. Had two defenders behind him. This ball ends up just catching him.
Maybe the side of the foot, not the heel. The plan looks to be okay, and Ha-Seong Kim, again, the Padres' final hope. Swinging bunt. That is a fair ball. Kim doesn't run. Contreras the tag, and that's your ball game. Cardinals beat the Padres, a 6-2 final score. What a way to open this series.
Well, all around, what a ball game. Well pitched by Kyle Gibson. Offense showed up, showed off the long ball. Great defense, and handshakes all around for the Redbirds as they take down Mike Shilt's Padres in the first game of this set.
Kyle Gibson, welcome to Cardinal Nation. His first career win with St. Louis. And Al and Alexa will wrap things up on Cardinals Live. We'll hear from Jim Hayes in the Cardinals locker room after a 6-2 victory at Petco tonight.